in the play, and don't you know, it's a beautiful new day. Hey, hey. Running down the avenue, see how the sun shines brightly in the city, on the streets where once was pity. Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. Hey, hey. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. You had to hide away for so long. Hey there, Mr. New, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
Good evening, friends. Good evening and welcome to Littleport Christian Spiritualists. It's a pleasure to see so many beaming faces smiling back at me in this wonderfully glorious weather. And I know that the weather being as nice as it is, there will be the sun worshippers out having a wonderful time. And of course, there will be some in the world who today are particularly feeling the heat. But what I will say is life is filled with upliftment and love, and you have to find the good in every moment that you can. And if it means sitting in the shade with a nice cold drink, then you don't need to feel the heat no more. So friends, welcome and thank you all for joining us. And thank you to everyone online who's watching from home and who will watch in the future, because you're watching EastEnders if it hasn't been cancelled because of the football. But there we go. I've always got to reference that at least. Thank you all. And please now give a huge, raucous, uplifting Littleport welcome to our mediums for the evening, Linda Ferguson and Wayne Collis. Now, of course, Linda is used to my wily ways. We go back quite a few years, and we have a lot more connections outside of spiritualism, of course, than we realised until we first met. Well, she knew, I didn't. As is always the way, really. But this is Wayne's first time visiting Littleport. You are welcome. And please look after him and send him your love throughout the service. Now, I use that word service, which means that it is, of course, a divine service, which means that it is now time to open this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends to witness your truth and your proof that life is indeed eternal. As we join together, let us remember that humility, kindness, and looking after each other is the most important thing, the most important task, and your most important wish for us all. And so, Great Spirit, as I place this service in your care and keeping, we make the statement as ever that everything we do will be in the name of God. in the name of truth, and in the name of light. Amen. Well, friends, now, of course, is the time in our service when I usually start with the words, well, what a week it's been. But that would be an understatement, so I'm not going to say that. And I'll save that sort of thing for the episode of Spirit Line coming up at the weekend. Thank you to all those who joined in on Monday. It was a good giggle. Very interesting first time, even though we were booted off the internet by NBC, but I'm dealing with that. But no, there is a time for talking about life events, and then there is time for action and getting things done. And my friends, what I'd like on behalf of Spirit to talk about tonight, we'll hit a few chords, we'll pull a few strings, but it is from Spirit with love. Because we spend all of our time talking about love, about truth, and about light. That is the one constant across every spiritualist group I've ever been involved in, I've ever served at or sat in and listened to. We all pretty much in some form, shape or another use that triumvirate of love, of truth and of light. Quite often in our lives, however, we forget that we must balance all three, rather than focusing on any particular one at the moment. We talk about truth, and there will be lots of conversations going on around the world, and particularly in this country, about truth at this moment. But that doesn't mean that when we say love, truth, and light, we must focus wholly on the truth. We must also focus on love and light. Because when we are in times of difficulty, when we feel upset or offended or disappointed, it is love and light that gets us through. And it is love and light that combine to give us truth. That's the message of Spirit. That's what we do here every week. We show compassion and kindness. Everyone here has lost someone. Everyone at home has lost someone. We use the truth and the light of Spirit to help demonstrate that love. We must always find that balance between those three at the very least. Life over the last number of years, and probably even before that, because one of my favourite things when I was much younger than I am now is to laugh when anyone said, well, in my day, because we've all had in my day moments. The question you have to ask yourself is, do human attitudes really change? Technology changes, the ability to communicate changes, the way we communicate changes. But do attitudes really change that much? You've only got to look back throughout history to see a repetition of events. And there will be a lot of conversations and a lot of divisiveness at the moment. And it seems more powerful because we can instantly connect with hundreds of thousands of people that agree with us. But that doesn't mean to say that we are all right and they are all wrong, or we are all right and they are all wrong. It's about balance, about understanding each other's viewpoints. So no matter what your thoughts and feelings are in this world at this particular moment, we must remember that truth is essential, but love and light are also what makes us what we are. Listening to opinions with respect, listening to difficulties with compassion, shining a light where there is silence and darkness, and bringing compassion where there is love. That is our mission. And I know, because I look out and see all of the faces here today, that I'm preaching to the converted. I'm preaching to the choir. because we all know that we must live those tenets the rest of our lives, not just between 7:30 and 9:30 on a Thursday. And we do. But our job is also to tell the world that that's how to make it a better place. Opinions matter. Opinions are important. That's why you should always recognise that there's always going to be one that disagrees with you. And listen, be kind. Take on board what's being said, whether you agree with it or not, and show a little bit of compassion, because there is always a reason behind that. And in my life, I have been told many times that reasons don't always apply. Reasons don't always matter. Things can be very black and white, Nick. It's either this or it's either that. No! The reason has to matter. The reason always matter. Otherwise, how can justice be just? We must be kind to one another, love one another, look after one another, and support and listen to one another. And there is another word that is used by a very esteemed colleague waiting in the green room downstairs frequently. Sometimes it's equally as important to forgive as it is to fight for your cause. As with everything, my friends, it's about finding a balance. Like, for instance, this week, trying to find a balance between sitting on my backside, enjoying my freedom, and actually doing some work. It's been very therapeutic. But I must find that balance. Yes, I need a rest, but I also need to get on with things, so I have. But I've found a balance and continue to work towards a balance. In that part of my life, we must all find that balance if we are to heal, move forward, and grow and prosper as a world, as one human race, with love, truth, and light. God bless you all, and thank you for listening. Well, friends, now is the time in our service when we conduct a little experiment. You don't know this. See, you're used to this one. You don't know this one. This is going to... Right. I love philosophy. Everybody here knows that I love philosophy. That's why they all got earplugs out just as the service started. And you'll find that the numbers either drop or the volumes get turned off. Nick stands up to begin to speak. But the truth is, philosophy can be just as evidential as mediumship if you do it in the right way. We always used to have the reading, and then the medium would give some philosophy based upon the reading. But spirit know better than that. They know what's going to be said. They know what the reading is because they arranged it all in the first place. So we prove it. So we use magic words now. We do get a little bit, we use magic words now to summon up a spiritual being of great philosophical intent. And we use the magic words, Reverend Alan, are you there? So after 3, 1, 2, 3, Reverend Alan, are you there?
I certainly am, Reverend Nick. Welcome and good evening report to everyone that will be watching online now and later. Tonight's reading is by a guy called Christian D. Larson. And I do say that because I pinched it off him. And it is called, I Promise Myself. I promise myself to be strong, so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. To talk health, happiness and prosperity to every person I meet. To make all my friends feel there is something worthwhile in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and to make my optimism come true. To think only of the best to work only for the best and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about success of others as I am about my own. To forget the mistakes of the past and to press on to the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful expression at all times and give a smile to every living creature I meet. To give so much time to improving myself that I have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, and too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. To think well of myself and to proclaim the fact to this world. Not in lies, but in great deeds. To live in the faith of the whole world is on my side, so long as I am true to the best that is in me. Thank you very much.
Well, I think that was a very balanced reading, don't you? Thank you, Alan. Wonderful. I have to admit, I was a little bit concerned what we might get today, and I knew it wasn't going to be my white lady. But no, that was absolutely perfect. Thank you so much as ever. And, you know, to know that Spirit are actually taking an interest in what reading Alan's picking and what they're feeding to me all day is, you know, it must mean that they haven't got a lot of time on their hands. Oh, wait, they haven't, because it's eternal. So there we are. Thank you for that synchronicity. Now, I do believe we're going to be seeing you soon.
Yes, a week on Sunday, I will be at Santon Downham in person. I will be one of the bangers, and no doubt you're one of the blowers.
Yes, just for everyone's notice, we used to call it the Blowers and Bangers Clubs because it was drums and flutes. And yes, Alan's always been a banger and I've always been a blower. It's just the way things worked out.
There you go. That's the way it is. Yeah.
So, yes, thank you. So we will see you in a week and a few days. And,
yes, just reminder to everybody that is going to be in attendance to bring their own food, drink, and certainly a seat to park their backside on.
Yes. I'm going to say, we had a few people forget to bring something to sit on last time, didn't we? Well, lovely. Thank you so much, Alan. Always appreciated. And we'll see you soon. Will do. Have a good night, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Alan! Wow, lovely. That was quite surprising, actually, on how well Spirit are in tune tonight. Loving it. Fantastic. Well, now, friends, is the time in our service when we send out our healing thoughts to all those who are sick and suffering. And if we could please put Ray in there for healing. Your battery is running low because you haven't plugged it in, so it might help if I plug it in. Sorry about that. Whoopsie daisy. I thought I'd got everything right tonight, you know. Jack would have moaned at me already by now, definitely. But it comes with practice. It's nice that you don't moan at me. Unless it's the post. She was expecting the poster quicker this week, but I was on holiday, so. But now next week is sorted. There we go. There we go. Are we still connected? Yes, we are, because I ain't got my glasses on. Lovely. That was well timed. Bless you. So now, friends, is the time when we send out our healing thoughts to all those who are sick and suffering. Please include Ray, also Jack. week. And anyone who you know who is in need of upliftment and healing, please send out your thoughts also, as ever, to yourself. That's important. And we will begin with the healing prayer and with the word Amen. Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, here we bring unto you all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. This we ask for those we know, for those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. Amen. Thank you, friends. And you were right, Tony. It is easier having the button there. Friends, now I will be, believe it or not, 5 minutes earlier than usual. Look at that. Handing over to Linda and Wayne for the rest of the service. Please send them your love, your kindness, your upliftment, and your passion. For even though we know as mediums, we could do it in a closed room, blindfolded, with our ears covered up. Where am I getting that from, I wonder? Sitting on our hands. It really does help us as mediums to get on with it. And of course, let's face it, everyone else is nosy. So, friends, give a wonderful, uplifting Littleport welcome to Linda Ferguson and Wayne Collis.
Do I stay here? Yeah. Okay. Well, I do say that I love philosophy too, and my guides know that. So I can't help but start with a few words. And I'm smiling because I'd already been given the words before the service started. And yet, even after all these years, it amazes me the synchronicity of what happens in a service. And the words that I was given were hope and balance. The world that we're living in at this moment is causing many to be full of fear. Fear for themselves, for their family, for others, for strangers, for the world itself. There are so many traumatic events happening, some very close to home, some near to home, some on the other side of the world. But because of the technology that we have, everything is 24/7. We know about things practically before they happen. And for some who live in fear, it is the most dreadful place. A fear that they can't understand, that can lead to physical and mental issues, to breakups, to illness, and only because they have given up hope. They see no way forward. They don't understand what those of us do, that things happen for a reason. There is a purpose behind everything, and it is not for us to question that purpose. if we believe that we are spirit in this form, and that spirit care and love for us as we love one another, we have nothing to fear. We are not told necessarily while we have the human form, but one day when we go home, we will know the reasons why. Because over the centuries, there has been epidemics, there has been war, there has been floods, there has been fires, destruction, and things that were built out of that was progress. It sounds hard to say this when we are in this place at this time. But we of us who know, and it is a knowing, it's not a belief, we know who we are. We know that we are love. We are here to promote and share love with those we do not even like. It is not for us to judge, to take sides. The ones who need the most healing are aggressors, the ones who don't understand that at some point the piper will need to be paid when they actually see, surrounded by the love of the angels, the impact they have had on the human race. You are all full of hope. Hope far outweighs fear. But all we ask of you is to balance the fear, to be able to go inside and ask your own spirit, your own soul, why has this happened? So that you can empathize and share with another. It does not mean you have to like everybody. We are human. But it is not for us to judge. For judgment is taking sides and it knocks things out of balance. Those far greater than us judge with love, with hope and care. And some that are walking the earth have contracted to walk the path they have. I am told by my team that some of these are the most evolved souls. And I find that hard to believe. But with hope and believing and knowing, there must be trust. I trust, I know, I hope. I want to make someone smile. I want to bring comfort. I don't just want it, I need to do it. For it is our sole purpose to bring that hope, truth, love, caring, and knowing to every single energy, every single spirit, whatever shape, size, or form. And as we gather here now, we are more powerful than any one single aggressor. For we can send out healing to that person, and his soul will accept it. He will not know what we're doing, but they will. And that's what we ask of you. Each night, to send out the healing to those we know and love and care for, but for those that know not what they do on the earth. Bless you all and thank you for listening to us.
Wise words, thank you very much. And so now it is time for. So who's going to start?
I'll start because I've got this on.
Because I reckon I'm gonna wangle your. There we go. That might be a little bit more comfortable for you. There we go. So now it is back over to Linda.
I will actually come.
You can say you wander as much as you like. I'm sure Nicola will follow you around with the camera.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I shouldn't pull faces either, should I?
couple of weeks' time, it will do it itself.
Yeah. I've just stand here. It's just to let the energy around me. I want to come to the lady over there, please. I have a gentleman who's been standing with you, and I want to say this gentleman, there is a look of you in him. He's making me feel father, yes. If it had been grandfather, it would have been like a father, but it is father. And it's almost as if you're still that little girl. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but he stands with his hand on your shoulder, as if to try and guide you as he did when he was here. And that is guiding, not forcing. I feel a very caring gentleman here. Not always that side shown to other people, but inside he was one of, I want to say, even life saints. You understand what I mean by that? That if anybody was in need, he would be there, sometimes to his own detriment, but his main purposes in life was family and to keep everything as it should be. I want to say that as he became older, there was changes physically that frustrated him. And he's sorry if it sometimes came out, the frustration, as if in a way that wouldn't have been said in his earlier years. He smiles at you and he says he's so glad that you are so like him. It's like passing on that legacy to him. He's walking, this is a Nordic walking pole actually, not a walking cane, but it is, I'm not sure if he had a walking stick that he walked with, as well as a cane that he needed to use. Do you understand that he liked to walk? Yeah. Yes. And so, because he's remarking on, why have I got this here? I feel that he had a very inquisitive mind. He would have to look things up. If he was still here, he would love Google. You know, I can search. But in his day, it was more encyclopedias and researching. But he says we should never lose that thirst for knowledge. And he's been around with you lately because it's almost as if you've settled for second best. Do you understand what he means by that? Instead of like inquisitive pushing forward, he's saying settle best is perhaps not the best way to describe it, but it's like you've just plateaued. He's saying use the word plateaued instead. And he's trying to give you a bit of a push in a very gentle way, because he's saying it's so important to keep your mind active, because you never know. And I feel he's talking about himself there. You never know when you're not able to do these things as you could when you were younger. He's not foretelling anything happening to you, but it's like every day should be treated as a new day, a new experience. And he was listening, he's saying very closely to the word hope. He says you mustn't lose hope. And he's not opening that up. It's not for me to open up as long as you understand that. He's taking me to the month of December. Now, when I get given a month, it's usually an anniversary, a passing, or an anniversary, a birthday, or some significant event. Do you understand? I want December as being a significant month. Yes, that's fine. And he's also taking me to the month of March, and I get a little wry smile with March, a bit like what you've just done. So it must again be a significant moment for. He wants to see that smile more. It's not order. It's not. I don't feel he could ever give orders like you must do this. And he's laughing at my impression that I'm trying to do, because I think he had that quite a comical side to him. You know, that he didn't mock people, but he could take the mickey out of people, you understand? Yeah. And he doesn't think much of my effort to show a grumpy order, but I don't mind, as long as you understand that. But he has such a loving energy with him, and that is so much love for you. And I have to blow you a kiss. Can I come to the lady with the blue turquoise top jacket? I have another gentleman with me. Would you understand a brother or a close friend like a brother in spirit? Or it could be a brother-in-law. Okay, let's see where. I would say this gentleman's making me feel he was about 5'9", not quite 5'10", but 5'9" sort of height. That he was quite a stocky build. I feel like I really want to grin at you. You know, some people smile and some people do a really big grin. So the grin must have, when he was happy, the grin must have been significant for him to do that. Can you take a gentleman who has that sort of a description? But not brother?
No.
A friend? No, no, it's just, he's making me feel very brotherly. And sometimes that's not necessarily the relationship, it's how people are with each other. Would you understand he's very protective of you? Like a brother, you say a big brother would be quite protective. So is this gentleman, would he have been very protective of you? Yeah. I don't often get names, and when I do, I have to say them. And I'm not sure if it's Dennis, because I'm asking for something to validate I am with you. Do you know a Dennis either on the earth or in spirit? Okay. I have a very good connection. Sometimes my radar's out, but can anybody understand the name Dennis and have a brother or a close friend with a description of this gentleman? He's not going away, so and you can recognise the gentleman, or you maybe, yeah. I'm asking him for what I call the golden nugget. Not for me, for you. I want to say that this gentleman, he could work with his hands. You know, it's like, you know, somebody can fix anything. He's shown me, don't throw that away, I can fix it, or I've got something down the shed, I can do this to it. So I feel that I'm with you, but I'm not quite sure why he won't take the brotherly feeling away from me. I can't change that. I want to change it because you obviously know who this gentleman is, but I have to go with what I'm feeling. I'm asking him what the significance. Do you have a brother in spirit? Not this gentleman. Do you have a brother in spirit? A brother-in-law? Because my team, they don't differentiate, it's between. And would there have been a connection with your brother-in-law then, with this gentleman? A reason why he may have stepped forward to bring your brother-in-law forward? I'm going to ask him what he wants to say to you, because it's a time thing, and he's obviously with you. I'm sure of that, and you seem to know him. But what he's talking about this going back to how he could fix things, and he's been around you because it's almost as if you are the one person who is the good organizer, has always been able to organize things, but it's like at this time, it's like something's, and I don't want to say worrying you, but it's like something you can't get to the bottom of. That's the lady next to you. Does this any of this make sense to you? Right, okay. What do you want to do? It's almost like he said what he wants to say. It's like you know who he is. He's saying to...
Do I stay away thinking it?
Well, you can do, because
It could be my husband.
it could be your husband. If you were at a closeness, as a protector, I would feel a husband feeling. But I was getting more the sense of, were you, when I say like brother and sister, that sounds a bit strange, but were you quite jokey with each other, knew each other well? A bit of banter going on?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say then, because that's what I'm like with my brothers. I'm my one in spirit. He has that banter. So and my family helped me with the connections. So if your husband, and he's laughing at me now, he's not laughing, I don't mean maliciously, but it's, would he pull jokes? Yes. Well, he's quite welcome to have pulled his joke. But do you understand what he's saying to you? Why he's come round? He's trying to help you work something out that you would have sat and worked out together if he was here.
Sorry, what's the question?
If he was here, whatever was happening around you at the moment, you would have sat down together to work it out. And he's been trying to help you work it out. And did he have oxygen when he passed? Did he have a problem here? Do you know anybody who did? I've got another link, I think. When I get that, so it's gone now because I'll ask them to take it away. It's like a tightening of the throat, which normally indicates that there is an issue here in this area, or somebody who has to have oxygen at some point, because that dries up the throat. If they're not with you, then that's fine. I'll leave them away in a minute. But do you understand the message from your husband?
I think I know who you mean.
Yes.
It's something completely different, isn't it, than my husband?
Yes,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
The one that's caused me to
Yeah.
talk about
She's
my...
still with us.
What, the one who's got
Yeah.
the throat? Normally it's the ones upstairs that connect with me. But it may be that they're for someone else, then, that they just thought we'd finish because I got the message. But I'm going back to your husband and that message. Do you understand why he's come round to sort of reassure you that he's around, helping you get things right with your mind? Okay, thank you for working with me. And it is a lovely energy. I'm not going to take that off. It had me working. Right, you'll have to do this.
Come and do my I'll find this image. In fact, I can see that. Switch it back on.
Thank you. It won't make me take off with it. It's not a flying contraption, is it?
If it was your transporter button.
Hello everyone. Well, I'm a direct medium. My radar is generally okay. I like nice yeses, quiet no's, only joking about that. And if you say I don't know, then I'll go in and try and get a bit more information for you. So I'm actually coming to you, if that's okay, please. I feel as though I've got a father figure then, like a grandfather, someone, but you was close to him. Yeah, so it's like a father figure. And what he's telling me is, I'm drawn to your t-shirt. He's saying that that's your true nature. You're a kind person. He's sending, and I feel like I'm picking up his emotion, but it's your emotion. That there's been some tears recently, and there's been some tears. I'm being told there's been a loss recently. That can be, spirit have no time, but there's been a loss in the last few years, say. Yeah, there has been. Picking up on a mother figure as well. That's a mother in spirit. Okay, I'm picking up on them both. So, okay, and that was the loss I'm being told is the mother figure. I'm being given a name Beryl, but I think that's maybe not your mum's name, but they're just giving me a name, and the name Stephen as well has come to mind. You know a Stephen, so okay. Your mum loved you, and you know that, and still does. She's bringing me, I know it's really generic, but a big bunch of flowers, and she's not only giving them to you, she's filling up this whole hall with them. I'm being shown a greenhouse as well. So that's certainly with your grandfather, and I feel with your father there was a gardening fan as well. I'm being shown rows of flowers and pruning, and I'm also being shown an apple tree in the garden. And I'm being shown like a small vegetable plot as well, just a little one at the end of the garden. I've got runner beans, definitely tomatoes. Someone loved their tomatoes in a cheese sandwich, I'm being told. Yeah, and I'm being cheese and pickle sandwiches was somebody's favourite as well, I'm being told. And I feel a bit like some chest pains around here. I think with your mum, I feel. Yes, I feel a bit shortness of breath anyway. I can really some chest pains. I'm going to ask them to take it away now. Being shown someone who had a bad leg as well. I feel as though at the end maybe it's just a frailty at the end I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on a cancer thing as well with somebody. I feel as though that's in the family or... Yeah, okay. Your mum's wanting to come in, she's saying, stay with me. She's just sending so much love to you. The message is, she's telling me there's been some difficulties at the moment, but they're going to get sorted out. Some around some work and money and that kind of thing, but that's all going to get sorted out very, very shortly, she's saying. So, and a change of career. I feel as though you've got a son. You've got a son. You've got two sons, okay. There've been some difficulties with his finances, I feel, and it's all going to come to fruition anyway. It's all going to get sorted out, that's just what they're telling me. So, around the family, it's all going to get sorted. So, there's been some car as well. Some car trouble with somebody as well. Maybe it's just the cost of fuel. Someone was struggling with it. They're telling me there's been some car trouble anyway, so it's going to get sorted. There's going to be a change in the vehicle. There's going to be a change in the vehicle. That's with you, I feel. Okay, you're going to change your car at some point. I'm being shown a little sporty two-seater convertible. So I feel as though that's been something you would enjoy, though. I feel as though that he's keeping it light. Your mum's saying that's something you would enjoy. So yeah. And I'm being shown the piggy bank now. You'll have to save your shekels, she's saying. So just the message is just to keep on doing what you're doing. keep that love and kindness, which is you, all over. They're saying you wear that T-shirt to tell other people to be as kind as you. You're saying to them. So the message, is just lots of love. I feel there's still some tears around your mum at times when you hear her. You hear some music sometimes that reminds you of her. And okay, I think as though there was a potting shed as well. There was some flowers grown in a potting shed, like a little greenhouse, or in a. And as though that's what they're selling me, some flowers in a potting shed as well. And someone's blowing smoke across me now. I'm not sure if I've moved on or that's still with you. Okay, that's your granddad who's coming, So just a message from your granddad. He's going, they move me, they get me kicking footballs, playing cricket and all sorts. So he's just sending lots of love to you. And he's given up smoking now, he's in spirit. So he says he misses it terribly, but he knows it was, I feel as though there was quite a bit of pain for your granddad at the end as well. Yeah, it was quite a dramatic, quite a painful ending for him, is what he. Okay. Feels like with your father's that granddad, dad, maybe it was quite a painful ending for him. Yeah. Well, take their love, and thank you for letting me work with you. And you're very welcome. Just take their love, and as I say, they're filling up this whole place with flowers, and you like flowers, is what they're telling me. You love flowers, they're saying. So thank you for letting me work with you. Thank you. Right, no. Can I come to you, sir? I'm being drawn into another father figure in spirit. But he's making me look at your trainers, and he's using the word. This is, I feel, the word that he would have used. Bobby Dazzler, he's saying, and he's saying, "You're a chip off the old block." Okay, that's just the words he's using, and he's saying that with your dress, the way you dress. He's saying that you're debonair, a little bit suave, a little bit. He's saying it around his dress sense. He said your father was a snappy dresser. He's saying, and he's showing me a smart jacket as well. I feel as though you've got some nice clothes as well, and a smart jacket that you wear sometimes. And I'm being shown your father in a shirt and tie as well. Yeah. I'm being shown the Bible as well. So there's definitely some in the family somewhere. There's some Christianity or some religious connections. And I feel as though that's with your mother. Okay. He keeps drawing me to your trainers, and he's going like that. He loves them. And he's saying too about a football team. He's telling me about Scottish football, but he's also talking about Alex Ferguson as well. That's what he's talking about, and he's saying about Man United and that he. Okay, you can take that. Yeah, he's also talking about Tottenham, which isn't my favourite team, but they keep getting me to mention Spurs recently. I think they did it on purpose. He's mentioning football anyway, and that you like football, he likes football, his father likes football. Going back, and I'm being shown cricket, like a going back generation, someone playing cricket on the county ground. So I'm going back with that, so maybe look into that, and just being shown someone playing cards as well, and sitting in the pub playing cards and dominoes, is it? But with matchsticks rather than money, and I feel that's with you and your dad as well. Yeah. Okay, and he's blowing someone. I've got him blowing smoke across. I feel like it was a smoker. Yeah. It's going like that he was able to give up. He said. It's got me kicking the football now. So you'd obviously like football. It's a bit embarrassing standing there kicking the football, especially with my dodgy hip. No, I'm joking. It's just I feel there's a real warmth towards you. May not have always been there, that warmth, but it is now for you. He's saying, and he's saying you've worked through the stuff that happened when you was all that. I won't go into details, but Yeah, he's just telling loads of love to you. He's saying sorry for some stuff as well, and he knows that you're okay. And showing me now, he's showing me a little budgie guard as well. He's showing me a budgie, and I feel as though that was quite a tame one as well. Would sit on your shoulder and give you a kiss and things like that. And yeah, okay. The message is one of he's telling me that you've been through quite a lot of difficulties in your life, but you've shown lots of fortitude and you've really, really come through stuff. He said you've turned a bit of a corner in the last 6 months to a year. That's what you're saying. You've turned a corner. Anyway, there must have been some changes, or you've turned a corner within your own personal development as well. He's saying you've really grown as a person, and he might not have believed in this. He's saying, but he's
That's in Belfry.
What's that play?
That's in Belfry.
Yeah. I think it's showing quite a musical connection as well with you and the family. Like listening to music.
Yeah,
And I feel as though there's a bit of rock kind of music you listen to as well.
yeah, I used to listen to it.
That's like ACDC, that kind of, I don't know, but that's what you're sort of saying, like rock bands, that kind of music. And I thought you got a gig as well when you were teenagers,
Yeah.
something, yeah, especially the dancing bit.
Yeah.
When you dancing, you've got quite a big head of hair and you're kind of flipping it about.
Well, it didn't flip too much. There's a lot more than the reason.
I thought you was quite a charmer when you were younger, when you were younger days.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's what they're saying, I'm just saying. You was quite a while, I said, when you were younger. You was like anyway, they were saying.
Yeah, I suppose
You was
it's
very like, you was a character, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Just the message talking with Buffy is just one of the last. He's so glad that you come here, we can communicate with him, you know.
Well, that's the first time he's communicated.
Okay, that's fantastic. And it's really good. Thanks for letting us get for coming through and it just sends you so much love to you, so much love to you. And as I say, that's why I think he's quite a big bloke.
Yeah.
Big bloke.
Yeah.
I probably think he's fun.
Yeah, heavy set.
Yeah. I've got big
That's what I call it, anyway. Heavy set.
Yeah. Take your glasses off and just thank you for letting me do that. I'll get the name Robert as well. Robert.
Yeah.
Take that. Okay. Thank you for letting me do that for you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You mentioned the very eternal, but to me that is sometimes the grandmother or mum.
Yeah.
It's not my
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say this later. Generally, that she's quite petite lately, in that not too fat, but she's quite a slim lady. And the way she's dressed, it's what I call the classic though. It's not like an age fashion thing. But she was always smart, but she likes to be comfortable. Is this wrong? It's my yeah. Because it's actually what she's wearing is probably more sort of nano wear. But it's one of those what you call classic style, that you still see even in other ways now, because it's like the shoes with a little heel, and the costume, but she was very much like it as well. She was very close. Not that you were close to your mum, but it was like she was very much in your life. Yeah. She's telling me that it's almost as if she's left part of her in you. You're a lot like her, characteristics. And there's nothing to it, because I think most of it, even more so than your mum. You were from a character point, characteristics. And you would listen to your nan more than your mum. If they wanted you to do something, like you needed to do it, but it's like they're both there, and because they're saying you could be a bit of a rascal, but not in a naughty way, but not a nice, not a horrible way. Just like you were quite, they're telling me that you're quite quiet, and quite, people think you're shy, but you're not really shy, you're just
so that sort of people. You go inwards and you look, you watch everything, you don't miss everything. And as a child, you were a lot more in the home, a bit like the one who was the boss. They don't want to use the word spoiled, really, but that's what they're saying. But it never made you like a brat. But they're talking about, is it right? You never been saying or listening to it. It's not like that's on top. That's just remembering everything. But also, white chocolate. You really like white chocolate? I do. That's true, you know, because I think that, white chocolate rather than personality. But you weren't a greedy child. It was like they were treats. And so, I don't feel, to some people, it may look like you have a strict upbringing, but it wasn't really accepted. You had to eat dinner before you could have your treats, you know, and you had to get your homework done, and you had to do the chores, you had to, but it was just to make you who you are now. But sometimes they're telling you to see a bit of rebel in the eyes, because probably some of your friends didn't have what you felt at the time, those restrictions, but now you understand. You have to keep your eyes, because they're saying it's like, oh, I don't know. So there's those things that you realise it was to your benefit, but it remembers, and it's always the same, if I'm in class, you think everything's got more than this. But they are so proud of you as a college. They really are, and you should be proud of yourself. Sometimes you can be too quiet. Sometimes you have to let people say there is the crying force. You're quite happy to be the driving force, but let other people take the praise. Let your self-show, let people know who you are. They know it's not your character, it wasn't their character, it wasn't how they brought you up to be. But sometimes it's almost like the praise goes where it's not deserved. You just find it there. So just take it like myself and say, yes, but if I hadn't, you know, but yeah, the grandchildren, the grandchildren are so, do you ever, I won't say about this time, chat about this story, because I'm not very good on ages, but I can do quite something. But they are, you're aware that they are aware, because that's why they come to you, so you can nourish that awareness, because it can be difficult, especially if they've got but then you've got several, if you have an option, sorry, just come very close. Really not with my people. She has a very strong energy, very strong energy. I really like her very positive. Did she go in school?
I'm not sure.
I think if she didn't do it publicly, she definitely had no way, because she's the one that's brought through about and still, so they'll be watching you in caring on that side. So take all of that away. And they said, remember you, the neighbour. And you can got that, it's that white chocolate, it's almost like it's not the neighbour, it's almost got swirls of things. Never come to the end, they're circle. That body's there, it's not broken, it's there, circle. Together we have to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Linda and Ray! Now, I know what you all think of me. I know you all think that I'm a bit of a cruel wind-up merchant. I like to drop people in it as soon as I look at them just for the payoff. But the truth is, I'm not kind of that, because I'm now going to tell you something. Wayne is actually a fledgling who's doubled up on the platform about half a dozen times. He needs to be on platform in his own right, and I will book you here and there. I've been having a chat with him there. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that we have a solid future in front of us to allow you to be on the platform half a dozen times and give that kind of information and that kind of energy. You should be proud of yourself. You are allowed. So you should be proud, and I think that we've all seen it. Mum?
Well, what I was thinking, when actually I was listening, if Alison can't do it, I was wondering if you'd like to stay for Sunday or
There you go, so you've already potentially got a booking coming soon. I'll book you to upload it. There we go. But I think it's really important in this way of life to push forward the future and new and upcoming mediums, and the fact that you can take them around with you and push them out there. It's you all, I know it's you all, I know you're all that, you know what you're like. So I think it's wonderful. The future of this way of life is certain, because people keep coming forward and showing that they do understand the balance of love, truth, and life. And I think it's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Linda and Wayne! Now, friends, we are approaching very fast the end of the evening, so I will be summoned very shortly to do a little bit of dance. Notices. Unfortunately, there will be no online service next week. However, there will be a service in the hall. I swear that's the most weird thing. But there will be a service in the hall, and the team are going to be looking after things wonderfully, because I'm not going to be here. So the service will probably be about 10 times faster if you all get home and operate. I know what I got myself, I like to talk. But yes, so we will be here in the hall next week, and we've had a change of it. So it's Tara King next week.
yes.
Yeah, I nearly forgot the new names. Tara King next week. So one to look forward to. She's coming back. And of course, before we go from the online bit, because I'd get in trouble if I did. For anyone who wants to print, screen and grab the Bully Special Prize of Encaustic Art Alahana. I think the signal's pretty good tonight, so you'll get a really good copy. Let me get the angle right, there we go. So, print screen now, there you go, and you've got your own copy. I'm sure there are people that do that. But of course, I want to thank you all for being here tonight, for showing the love, for being just yourself. And of course, I want to thank you all for your continued support of keeping this place going. A beacon of light for all those in need. And I know that I have cajoled and roped in a number of people into helping next week with very short notice. It's like, the conversation's great. There's going to be a week coming up when I'm not able to be here. Do you reckon you'd be able to help us? Well, yeah, just give me plenty of notice and let me know. Yeah, well, it's next week. So plenty enough notice to prepare, but not enough notice to anyway. Trust me, I've tried. But friends, thank you all so much, and let's join together in as we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, we thank you for the opportunity to unite here in this place, to witness your truth, and to understand the love and compassion and friendship that can be had when those of like mind come together. We ask for a blessing to be placed on each person here present, the friends and the families that they represent, that we might move forward and spread that love and that light like a banner and a beacon of hope and of web across the world. Let us join together and remember, of course, as always, when we are in times of need and difficulty, we ask you not to move the mountain, just give us the strength to climb. Until we meet again in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, friends, we're going to say goodbye to everyone online now while we have a raffle, and then we'll have the tea and the coffee and the chit-chat. But of course, I'm going to be handing over shortly to Henry, Waffle, Bully, as yet unnamed still, and Hannah and Samantha. But I want to give one big last thank you to you all, and a big thank you again to Lynn Ferguson. And from all of us here at Littleport Village Hall, to all of you at home, be it now or in the future, or even in the past, if you're that clever, it's a good night from us. After 3, 1, 2, 3, good night, and God bless you all. Mr. Bruce.
Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't no cloud inside. It's not raining. Everybody's in the play, and don't you know it's a beautiful new day. Running down the avenue, see how the sun shines brightly in the city, on the streets where once was pity. Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.